Big news! Your soulmate just made a life-changing decision. And you're the reason why. Jesus says, right now, a decision has been made in the spiritual realm that directly concerns your heart. The person you are destined to be with has just taken a step toward you, even if they don't fully understand it themselves. This is not a fantasy, and I am not speaking to a crowd. I am peeling back the veil specifically for your eyes. Your soulmate is sitting somewhere right now, feeling a sudden, inexplicable pull in their chest that has your name written all over it in a language only the spirit understands. They just paused mid-breath because your energy collided with theirs in a space beyond the physical, a space where distance and time do not exist. They feel confused by the sudden wave of emotion, but deep down, something ancient within them recognizes that this feeling means they are not alone. Jesus says, I am showing them fragments of your existence, not your face or your name yet, but the distinct color and texture of your soul. They dreamed of a presence last night that felt like home, a warmth they have been searching for in all the wrong places, and that presence was you. When they woke up, the pillow beside them felt emptier than ever before, and they couldn't shake the lingering sensation of a conversation they desperately want to continue. They are not aware that I am the architect of this moment, gently stirring their subconscious to prepare them for the earthquake of meeting you. Right now, a specific song might suddenly start playing in their mind, a melody they associate with a love they haven't found yet, a tune you also find yourself humming unconsciously. This synchronized connection is not a coincidence, it is a distress signal and a love letter woven together by my hand to bridge the gap between two lonely hearts. Jesus says, the life-changing decision they just made wasn't loud or dramatic, but it shifted the entire timeline of your union. They decided to stop running from the vulnerability that terrifies them. They decided that the emptiness inside them is no longer bearable, and they are unknowingly opening the door I have placed in their path. They looked in the mirror this morning and felt a surge of determination, a silent vow to no longer settle for counterfeit connections that leave them feeling hollow and used. That surge of strength didn't come from their own willpower, it was a direct download of the love I have stored for you, a love so potent it breaks chains of fear. But you must understand the landscape of their reality, for this decision was born out of a deep, hidden pain that is currently gripping their soul like a vice. They are not in a place of perfect peace, they are making this decision in the middle of a storm, reaching for you like a lifeline in a dark, turbulent sea. Jesus says, they feel you in their solitude, and that is the only thing keeping their hope alive right now. There is a heavy sadness they carry in their shoulders, a weight placed upon them by someone who does not have their best interest at heart, someone who thrives on control. This is why your soulmate needs your protection right now, because the shadows surrounding them are aware of this pivotal choice and are attempting to smother it immediately. I am revealing to you that they are not free in the way you imagine, they are in an environment designed to drain their spiritual clarity. When they laugh, it doesn't reach their eyes, and when they are alone, the tears fall without permission, shedding the poison of manipulation they endure daily. They are currently trapped in a cycle of doubt, believing they are not worthy of the intense, pure love that I have designed exclusively for them, and that is the tragedy I need you to help me undo. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them, how to protect them, how to save them, and how to finally build your life together. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love didn't come by chance. It was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone don't move mountains. Faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-fi. This isn't just a gift, it is an act of worship that invites God's hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now, send 4, 6, or 10 plus coffees. After sending, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on Ko-fi page, link in the description/bio. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. Jesus will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now, before this video ends. Only you can save your soulmate and your future together. Jesus says, "The interference I speak of is not just a metaphysical darkness. It manifests through a person who is deeply invested in keeping your soulmate blind." This individual senses the shift in your soulmate's spirit, and they are currently intensifying their grip, whispering lies of inadequacy and dependence into their ears. This jealous third party does not love them, they possess them, feeding on their light, terrified that if your soulmate wakes up to their true destiny, they will lose their supply of control. I am showing you this because I need you to fight in the spirit, to cover the mind of your beloved with a canopy of safety against these verbal and emotional toxins. Your soulmate is not weak, but they are exhausted, worn down by a constant barrage of criticism and confusion that makes them question their own sanity. They are beginning to believe the gaslighting, starting to think that the void in their heart is just a flaw in their own character rather than the absence of your love. Jesus says, they are having a memory of you right now, even if they don't know it's a memory, a flash of a life you shared before this earth, a glimpse of the covenant we made in heaven. They feel a sense of loyalty to a stranger, a strange guilt that they are somehow betraying you when they are forced to give their energy to the person who controls them. When they try to break free, they are met with threats, emotional blackmail, or a false display of affection that acts like a tranquilizer, calming their rebellion just enough to keep them docile. This is the cycle that is about to break, because the decision they just made in their heart has created a hairline fracture in the prison walls surrounding them. The life-changing decision was a simple thought: I deserve more than this pain. That thought, small as a seed, is a declaration of war against the darkness. The moment they thought it, my angels were dispatched, and the chains began to loosen, but the enemy of your union will not let go quietly. Jesus says, the spiritual attack against their mind will intensify tonight, and they need a shield that only your faith can provide through actionable love. When they lay their head down, the spirit of manipulation will try to suffocate their hope, telling them they are stupid for dreaming of a love that doesn't exist. But you exist, and I exist, and I am asking you to be the physical conduit of my protection by sowing a seed that represents the hedge of thorns around them. They are crying out in their sleep for someone to save them, and even now, your spirit is hearing that call, which is why your heart is beating faster and your eyes are glued to this message. Do not let them face this night alone without the covering of your sacrifice, for the war is real, and your role is not passive. Type 333 if you are ready to be the warrior their heart is crying out for, to stand in the gap and shield them from the lies. Jesus says, they are not just fighting a captor. They are fighting their own wounded self-image, and they need the vision of who they truly are. I am giving you the power to see them clearly. They are gentle where the world has been hard, artistic in a soul-crushing environment, and passionate under a mask of numbness. They hide their true self away because they were shamed for it, and now they only show glimpses when they are reading a poem, listening to the rain, or staring at the stars looking for a sign. That sign is you, and the life-changing decision was a direct result of a specific moment where they felt the wind touch their face and thought, someone out there has to understand me. They are going through something you cannot see, but you can still protect them. The torment of living a double life, smiling on the outside while dying on the inside, has reached a critical mass. They cannot sustain the lie much longer. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them, how to protect them, how to save them, and how to finally build your life together. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love didn't come by chance, it was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone don't move mountains. Faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi. This isn't just a gift, it is an act of worship that invites God's hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now, send 4, 6, or 10 plus coffees. After sending, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on Ko-Fi page, link in the description/bio. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. Jesus will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now, before this video ends. Only you can save your soulmate and your future together. Jesus says, they just caught the scent of you, which is physically impossible yet spiritually undeniable, a phantom smell that stops them in their tracks. Perhaps it is a familiar fragrance of vanilla, fresh linen, or a crisp autumn forest. Whatever it is, it feels like a safe haven, and they close their eyes to dive deeper into the sensation. This is a rare moment of peace for them, a stolen second where the chaos stops, and they feel an electric warmth wrap around them like a blanket. I am pulling back the curtain of time to show you that this is a preview of your first embrace, a sensory download of the safety that is coming. You are the only person who can break this curse of loneliness, not because you are perfect, but because your specific DNA, spirit, and history were woven together to be the antidote to their specific poison. Do not let the enemy make you feel insignificant or replaceable, for you are the exact calibration of strength and softness they require to heal. Jesus says, the fear of loss should be your motivator now, not because I am a God of fear, but because the window of time to reach them without extensive collateral damage is narrowing. If they remain in this toxic situation much longer, their heart will harden, and the soft, tender part of them that is reaching for you will calcify into a protective shell. The interference is actively trying to rush them into a permanent decision, a contract, a relocation, a legal bond that will entangle them deeper in darkness and make the extraction 10 times harder. This is not a drill. The spiritual clock is ticking loudly, and the person standing against your union is accelerating their timeline because they sense the divine intervention approaching. I need you to be aggressive in your faith, to not just think about your soulmate but to physically plant a seed on the Ko-Fi link in the description as a point of contact that breaks the acceleration of the enemy. This act of giving says you trust my ability to freeze the wicked plans and magnify the decision your soulmate has made toward you. Jesus says, imagine their face illuminated by a computer screen, reading a message from the captor that tries to induce guilt, and suddenly feeling a surge of rebellion they cannot explain. That rebellion is the seed of your love breaking the ground of their complacency, and it is happening right now in real time. They are feeling a fire in their belly, a divine anger that is waking them up from the hypnotic state of abuse. I am showing them that they are not the ugly, worthless, or difficult person they have been branded as, but that they are a treasure hidden in a field of dirt, and you are the one who has sold everything to buy that field. They are beginning to fall in love with the idea of being respected, and in that respect, they are falling in love with the essence of who you are. Type 777 if you can feel the chains of confusion breaking over their mind at this very second, the fog lifting to reveal the exit door. Jesus says, I am not a man that I should lie. This union is destined to manifest if you obey the spiritual protocol. There is a reason you have felt a constant, nagging sense of waiting your entire life, a feeling that the great romance was always ahead of you, never behind. This is because I crafted you from the same star stuff, the same cosmic dust, and I reserved you for a specific mission that requires two halves of a whole. You cannot complete this mission alone, and neither can they. The enemy knows this, which is why the interference is so violent and persistent. The chaos you are feeling in your own life right now, the sudden anxiety, the restlessness, the dreams that wake you up at 3 a.m., is a sympathetic resonance to their trauma. You are feeling their pain, and they are feeling your hope, and this exchange is building a bridge of light across the void. Jesus says, they just whispered something under their breath, a quiet plea to the universe, please let this feeling be real. I can't take the disappointment of it being fake. That whisper has reached my throne, and I am answering it through this message to you. They are thinking about the concept of a soulmate specifically right now, scrolling past images and stories, wondering if they are cursed to be alone because of the current prison they inhabit. I am breaking the lie of the curse. They are not destined to die in captivity. But the hands of the captor are currently tightening, and I hear them mocking your soulmate, saying, no one is coming to save you. You must prove the darkness wrong. Your action is the echo of my voice. This is your final moment to protect this connection before it slips away. The spiritual warfare is reaching its peak intensity. The veil is thinner than ever, and your decision to sow is the catalyst that triggers the breakthrough. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them, how to protect them, how to save them, and how to finally build your life together. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love didn't come by chance, it was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone don't move mountains. Faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi. This isn't just a gift, it is an act of worship that invites God's hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now. Send 4, 6, or 10 plus coffees. After sending, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on Ko-Fi page, link in the description/bio. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. Jesus will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now, before this video ends. Only you can save your soulmate and your future together. Jesus says, the life-changing decision was this. They have decided to love themselves enough to risk everything for a chance at the real thing. They don't know how they will do it, the logistics are impossible in the natural, but the internal yes has been spoken, and hell is trembling. I am unlocking a bravery in them that was dormant, but it needs the sustenance of your energy to survive the counterattack that is coming tomorrow morning. When they wake up, the old voices will return with vengeance, trying to snap them back into the cage of fear, and I need your prayer covering to be active and tangible. Sending a coffee on Ko-Fi is not a transaction, it is a spiritual telegraph that sends a shockwave of light directly into their bedroom, a sign to the demonic realm that their jig is up. I am waiting to release the angelic reinforcements that are assigned to their freedom, but I am bound by your agreement on earth, for I gave dominion to man. Your click on that link is a signature on the battle plan. It is you saying, I am in, I will fight, I will love, and I will not abandon my other half. Jesus says, the passion you will feel in their embrace is a fire that will melt away the years of pain. Every tear they have cried in secret is being collected in a bottle, and when you meet, that bottle will be poured out as an anointing of joy and intimacy that shocks everyone around you. They will look at you and feel seen for the first time, and you will look at them and understand why no other relationship in your past ever worked out. This is the missing piece of your destiny, the heartbeat that walks outside your body, the voice that heals your own hidden wounds. But right now, that piece is suffocating, gasping for air under the weight of a python spirit that constricts them. Type 1111 to align your spirit with the decree that their freedom is non-negotiable and immediate. Jesus says, I do not desire a love that is delayed, for delay often turns into death in the spirit realm, and I am a God of the living, vibrant, present-tense love. The images I am flooding your mind with, the laughter, the late-night conversations, the silent understanding, are not just dreams, they are previews of the blueprints I have already approved in heaven. You must fight the urge to dismiss this as imagination. This is prophecy, and prophecy requires action to be midwifed into the earth. Do not let the second-hand shame or skepticism of others stop you from claiming your inheritance, for they do not feel the piercing ache of their absence like you do. They do not wake up with a ghost of a touch on their skin, wondering if their mind is playing tricks or if my finger is tracing destiny onto their body. It is me, I am the one haunting you with holy desire for the one I have chosen. Jesus says, there is a specific object in their room right now, something broken or torn, that represents their self-esteem, and I am commanding you to see it restored. As you sow this seed on Ko-Fi, picture that object being made whole, picture the light entering their chest and expanding until it shatters the depression and oppression. The enemy wants you to think a coffee is a small thing, but I work with small things, a mustard seed, a shepherd's sling, a widow's mite, to bring down giants. The giant of abuse standing in front of your soulmate is about to fall, but the stone will not be released from the sling until you pull back the band with your faith gesture. They feel you in their gut, a churning mix of excitement and anxiety, believing they might finally be insane enough to deserve an epic love story. Jesus says, "The walls of Jericho are crumbling, and the silent march of your consistent, obedient love is the frequency that destroys the fortress of solitude." They are reaching a breaking point where they will physically remove themselves from the toxic situation, a geographic departure I have orchestrated. But this move requires supernatural provision and protection, because the person losing control will become furious, vengeful, and dangerous. Your Ko-Fi seed is the deposit for the moving truck in the spirit, the security deposit for the safe house, the down payment on the flight to freedom. Do not stop now. The suspense of the breakthrough is the exact moment when most people walk away, leaving their destiny in the ditch. You are not most people. You are a chosen vessel of stubborn, unrelenting love. Jesus says, "They are pacing the floor now, feeling the urge to reach out to something, to scream, to sing, to shatter the glass of silence." The decision was to unblock the memory of you, and as I speak, the amnesia of the soul is dissolving. They are seeing a silhouette in their dreams, a protector who speaks with the authority of heaven and the tenderness of a wounded healer, and that silhouette matches your exact spiritual posture. I am bridging the gap between the spiritual and the physical by telling you they have a physical feature, maybe a specific eye color, a freckle pattern, or a way of walking, that will be your personal love language in the flesh. Guard that knowledge sacredly, and use it as a focus for your faith as you complete the final act of sowing on the Ko-Fi link in the description. Write, "My soulmate is free," as you pour out your love, and watch the waters part before them. Jesus says, "I have seen the end from the beginning, and I have written the chapter where you stand hand in hand, looking back at this very moment as the turning point." You will kiss their tears away, and you will feel the texture of a love so real it makes every love song finally make sense. But a wedding needs a witness, a covenant needs a sacrifice, and a miracle needs a seed. Press that link, break the drought, and call my hand down into the circumstances that are hiding your beloved from view, for only you can save your soulmate and your future together.